relatable.
Yep. Anyway. Okay. So, to recap what we've talked about, I'll just do this in the background. Not really going to continue playing the Lafu, I'm just running around being an idiot. Yeah. Okay, so to recap what we've discussed already. You're welcome, Rania. So let me just recap what we've said. Right. Scrolling up. So, what we were talking earlier in chat, me and Lemon were talking about some things, specifically, anyway, specifically, if I remember, well, he was talking about his idea for the night, right? You were talking about the night?
Yep.
You were thinking that the soul was the night, for some reason.
Why shouldn't it be?
Because it doesn't make sense. The soul is us, the player. How could we be the knight opening the dark fountains when every time that there's a dark fountain that spawns, we are with Chris. We are the same reason why Chris can't be the knight, we can't be the knight. Because Chris could be the knight because he could do they can do stuff off screen. The soul itself is us, and as such, we can't be the knight because we don't see us opening the dark fountains. Which, if the soul is the knight, we would be opening dark fountains. That's the main point.
Fine, I'll drop the soul as the night thing for now.
Yeah, and also, I had to explain to Lemon here because he was he kind of forgot a lot of things. I, fortunately, remember everything too much. I remember lore a bit too much. Let me see I don't even. We'll do some grinding, I think. Sure, why not? Yeah, that's our team. Yeah. Do you have any suggestion on this real quick as we're discussing? What do you say?
What is it, simulated universe?
Yeah, simulated universe, grinding.
I don't know.
I'll go hunt.
Also, have you started the Divergent universe thing?
No. What's that?
You can start. Okay. Real quick, exit simulated universe. And
I have access to World 4.
Just exit it all together real quick, and then go to the limited time quests thing in the corner.
It's in missions.
No, not that. You know the one where you claimed the login tickets. I call them tickets.
That's Travelog.
Travelog, yeah, there. Divergent Universe?
Divergent Universe, got it. Unlocked
Oh,
now.
wow.
The problem is that it skips a lot of things. I haven't gotten to Finality's vision.
It shouldn't affect what you have to do for the story, and the Divergent Universe is, quite frankly, I don't think it's connected to the story at all. And listen, it gives you a ton of free stuff, okay? That's the main draw here.
Now with no context.
Wait, are you guys talking about Star Rail or Deltarune?
I'm streaming
Just
right now.
this up.
For context.
Yeah, I know you're streaming. That's how I found out that you guys were in this call.
For context, I'm using the Honkai Star Rail as background footage as we discuss Deltarune.
Alright.
Yeah, so anyway. So for a recap on general lore that we know of the secret bosses. So, because I know way too much about this. We know for everything with Spamton for the most part. I mean Spamton sweepstakes, which I'm not caught up on the fucking update. God damn it, Toby Fox. Seriously. But due to what I know already, which with Spamton and his corruption, is that with the soul, and specifically Gaster and Deltarune. Gaster brought us to Deltarune as the soul. He then had us make a vessel, which is saved in the code for some reason. And then with that being saved in the code, that means it's going to come up later. Either we're going to control it and we're having to fight Chris, or we're fighting it as Chris. Most likely we'll end up controlling it at some point.
Imagine it ends up being given all the levity of the Thvatcher-own-ass machine.
The what?
The Thvatcher-own-ass machine.
Yeah. It's going to be the relevance of, like, the Thrash machine. Like, it's going to have some kind of relevance. But anyway, so Claire and Guest, which, do you want me to explain why I mentioned Kara or Kara?
Sure.
It's Kara.
Sure.
So, you don't know about the Japanese version of how Japanese works, right? You don't know
Nope.
exactly?
Nope.
Okay, so the language... So, we know exactly how Gaster speaks because of the Japanese version of Undertale and the Japanese version of Deltarune. We can compare the specific... both the specific pronouns, the specific alphabets, because Japanese has 3 different alphabets: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And as such, and specifically to if I remember correctly, Gaster mostly uses kanji with a little bit of hiragana. The voice, when it abruptly transitions to "you are now Chris, no one can choose who they are in this world," changes entirely to the exact style of speaking that Kara uses at the end of the genocide route. We know this because of the Japanese versions of Undertale and Deltarune. So it is clear that it is someone else speaking. We don't know who it is. It could be Kara, which why in the fuck would Toby Fox do that? Hopefully it is someone else. For all we know, it could actually be the Knight.
Also, real quick, one thing that's worth noting when you think about it, Kara's the only human we actually ever hear talk in Undertale.
Yeah, that is significant now when you think about it.
Like, that means that we technically don't know that that's only for Kara. For all we know, it could be for humans in general.
Yeah, it could be humans in general, which The only human in
And then-
deltarune so far is Chris, and why would Chris
And Chris
put us in
doesn't
him?
talk as himself.
Why would they do it to themselves? It wouldn't make sense. So, either Kara did it, or the knight is secretly a human all along! Which, maybe... There's two popular theories about the knight currently, and one, which makes sense. One is that it could be Papyrus, because a lot of reasons. There's a lot going on with Papyrus and Deltarune. The other is that it could be Miss Holiday, whose name may or may not start with C. You know, Noelle's mother. Which could be relevant and if it is Mayor Holiday, it could also explain why the knight is opening Dark Worlds. They're opening Dark Worlds to find, she's opening Dark Worlds to find Death. December Holiday, who is clearly must be trapped in the code. The voice in the code, in the unused code, that is clearly must be December Holiday.
It is time.
Oh, sorry, I'm actually streaming right now. Fish,
This is the only way she knows how to record this.
Yeah, it's the only way I know how. It's the only way I know how, which is streaming. I'm just using Honkai Star Rail as background footage. I'm just using it as background footage. Anyway. As we were discussing, did you watch the video I sent, by the way, Sprite? If you can.
Ready to squander the remainder of your days?
Which one?
The video I sent in the Undertale chat. In the actual text chat. I had...
no.
Can you send the little bit I showed you? That in Undertale, Deltarune, and Yellow and more. I can resend it if need be. But it's Andrew
I found it, just give me a minute.
Yeah, just pop over to the timestamp of the world revolving. You will see just how broken, yeah, it's clearly Gaster. There is no way around it. Gaster is the person who corrupted the secret bosses. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. It has to be Gaster. Not only is his theme in the freedom motif, which is the motif shared between Spamton and, Jevil, that's his name. You know, the da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
Okay. Nice, thank you. Nice. I am on stream with friends. Yep. Anyway, I believe that, and I did do a recap of the whole entire, Fish, are you wanting to join in this discussion?
I'm just sitting here waiting, like, room.
Fair enough.
Room.
Fair enough.
Alright, so long story short, for our recap in the chat, basically what we discussed so one was the Spamton connections to Gaster, and then the other one was like the motifs behind the two bosses being freedom and restriction.
Yeah. Lemon actually made an excellent point that it's not being discarded. It's actually, it's more accurately, restriction, which I think to be interesting.
I just check my blue sky real quick, and the first thing I see is someone posting, "Do not put me in a room with 100 men, because at least 90 of them will end up pregnant."
Snap out of it.
Average activities.
Nap time.
What the hell you got?
I'm asking questions.
Alright, so I think the first thing that we'll kind of want to discuss is who do we think the knight is?
Your answers?
I do agree that it could be, what's her name? Mayor Holiday.
Answer me. 0 points. I'm asking questions.
I don't know what these 40% mean at all.
Oh, me either. I don't know what half the numbers in Honkai Star Rail mean.
I have the blade. There's no time to lose. The punches decide.
That'll take more than nap time.
So, Mayor Holiday.
I believe it's, Mayor Holiday for many reasons. It would make sense
Your answers?
why we haven't seen her yet.
Small fry.
Time for a shot.
It would make sense
I'm
as
asking
to
questions.
why we haven't seen her yet at all.
Answer me. 0 points.
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
Naughty child. Nap time.
Your answers? A test.
I am the shadow. Give up.
Yeah, hold on. Now that I think about it, there's something interesting about Chapter 3.
Yeah?
So end of Chapter 2, right? That's pretty clearly, like, the transition into Chapter 3 directly. Like, that's how we're getting into the Dark World for that, pretty obviously, right?
Yeah.
Answer me.
So something notable in that cutscene,
Give up.
the Chris and the Soul are separate. They're going into the Dark World separately, unlike how we've done it before.
Actually, no.
A test.
Time for a shot.
He's just dying right
5
now.
points.
Anyway,
I was gonna try and hop on my completed Chapter 1 file so I could just go beat the devil real quick,
Naughty child.
but turns out the file I have saved, I have to do
Where's
the
the
king
applause?
fight all over again.
Let's see some
Yeah.
sparks fly.
Bro, Luca's dying.
don't worry. Fixing that.
That's better.
Keep patching me up.
Don't worry.
Just in time. Just a little
Everything's
something.
okay.
Think nothing of it.
Sorry to trouble you.
Congrats, Luca is no longer dying.
Yeah, everything's fine. Christian's just murder. Murder hobo.
So anyway, so here's the question.
Yeah.
Why would Chris open the Dark World?
I do, as YouTuber Dork has suggested, it can just be due to their messy history, and that they are, a bit of a moron. They just wanted to keep Susie over, so they opened a Dark World about it. They opened a Dark
Like,
World
when I
about it.
legit saw the ending of Chapter 2, with Chris just smoke bombing the entire house into the Dark World, I was like, oh crap, that's why that TV guy is gonna be so important.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chris takes out the soul before opening it, right?
Yeah.
And we don't see this Chris putting the soul back in.
Actually, we do. We do. Chris picks it up, and it holds it up, and then it is very... To my recollection, they do put it back in.
Let me just take a look real
First
quick.
one or the second one?
Second ending.
I mean, the first one, as in the one where Chris just shoves their soul under the kitchen sink, goes outside and slashes Toriel's tires.
No, the one where Chris decides to stab the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where they shove it under the couch cushions?
Yeah.
Just, yeah, give me a second, rewatching it right now.
You learn to know yourself before your enemy.
Strike first! Fight changes, but changes.
It's not actually very clear.
Gotta try hard sometimes. Watch this awesome move.
SAS per knowledge. The
Alright,
measure
so
of
it is possible that Chris put the soul back in, I guess.
To lose!
From how we've seen them act without it, I genuinely do not think they can live without it.
Told you I could fight.
No. I think the soul is, at least relatively speaking, a recent development. Because, like, we hear, like...
I'm not denying that. I'm saying that
The punch is
currently
decided.
in the state they're in right now, they cannot function for too long without
Get
it.
cocky! Time to reach you. Cannot hide!
Anyways, you're gonna go for the no grave session. Like, am I gonna search? Am I recording it, or are you gonna like put it on your screen?
After I'm out of here, I'll probably jump onto your stream.
I am the blade.
Watch. Most likely.
Like a shadow! Small fry.
So here's the thing, right?
You can't
Chris needing the soul to live, that could explain why they keep putting the soul back in, but there's still, like, other potential explanations that would fit better for a more villainous Chris, and we don't know where Chris is heading right now.
Yeah, I personally don't think Chris is a villain at this current moment. They
punch is decided.
I think there's
Which Deltarune character would piss in the pool?
Susie. Out of spite.
Okay, I'm gonna have to redraw the freaking image I sent to
Right in the heart of
VC chat text.
There's no time to lose!
He's like, what do you mean? While wearing a cap that says IP in
Gotta
pools.
try hard sometime.
Yeah.
Watch this awesome move.
What is that damage? What is that damage, March?
Small fry.
I do not know how to trigger.
You just need to get a bunch of blessings of whichever category.
Okay. Anyway.
Also harmony builds are busted.
Yeah, I don't think I do have one. I have Branya, and I have this.
Oh no! You don't actually need any harmony characters. Like the harmony blessings in DU are just craft.
Yeah, preservation. I recently got Arlon.
Don't use Arlen, please.
Do not.
No.
He's terrible. You want to see how many Eladons I have of this girl? I have 3.
Why?
Because
Why?
she keeps showing up in my pools. So is this woman. I have her. I have 2. I have her E2. I did not ask for this. I also did not ask to have E3 of links. E3 of links. Why? I also have Lucas E1. I'm hoping to get Sampo off of Standard soon, since he's a 4-star, I believe. At least in my knowledge, he's a 4-star.
Yeah, he's a 4-star.
Keep going. I'll handle it. For the theater of the mediocre.
Freeze!
So, question.
Yeah?
Right in the heart of death.
For the Mayor Holiday being the night stuff,
Donut.
how does that work?
Shut up.
The
Well-
donut method.
Where else is he?
Told you I
Where
could fight.
else is she?
Your answers?
I don't know, man. I just
The
assumed she
punches
died.
decide.
He's alive. Mayor Holiday's alive.
My turn.
Oh no, I meant December. I just assumed December was dead.
No, December is alive.
We know this how.
With how they talk, it's clear that she's not dead. Because they go like she's been missing for a while. Not that
No
they
need
do
to
not
rush.
talk like she's
Patience breeds success.
dead. Oh, shut up, Ratio! They do not talk like they are, like she's dead.
Test. 0 points. Small fry.
Death.
I am the blade.
Death and dishonor upon all of you.
Time to reap. You cannot
Yeah, that's only.
hide.
Taking a step back real quick.
Yeah?
How the hell have Devil and Fountain interacted before?
There's
Sayest
actually a
Percipi.
theory about
Knowledge,
that
the measure of truth.
that I can't remember off the top of my head. Bonk!
The punches decide. 0 points.
Yeah. Because it's made abundantly clear that Devil had interacted with Fountain before and doesn't like him very much.
Awesome move.
Yeah. We also know that, Queen has interacted with King before.
Like a shadow. Small fry.
So clearly the Dark Worlds are connected in some way other than the Light
Your
World.
answers?
Well, no, not necessarily, actually. Not necessarily. But they're definitely connected in some way or another.
You couldn't have done it without me.
Oh, yes, I could, March. Yes, I could. In fact, I'm going to do it
That's
without
wild. That's wild.
you. Yeah.
Ready to squander the remainder of your days?
Anyway, achieved.
So then here's the question: in what way? Okay. I think I have a theory.
Ooh, theory time? What is it?
So both the Light World and the Dark World have always existed. Each of the individual Dark Worlds have always existed.
Yeah, that's clear.
They never. Well, yeah. So then that's how stuff stays like around in there.
Yeah. In fact, there is Star Rail's map. Go here. Go to the Astro Express. Pom Pom.
But then like, here's the question though. So we also know for a very obvious fact, that characters from the Dark World can be moved around by moving their physical representations.
Yeah. Should I continue the
So,
Utopia nonsense? while we're
Maybe, I don't know.
How
I'm
is
just
it?
I don't
trying to do one. Let's just continue with that.
So then how does this work with dark worlds that are currently separated from the light world, though?
I do not know.
Or that are sealed?
Can ordinary men still manage to believe in themselves under the scorn of a genius?
Oh, shut up. Shut up, Ratio.
Like, yeah, the thing is that both things have to be true. The characters thing we've obviously seen, and the Dark Worlds having existed, that's the only way for Devil and Spamton to have interacted. Same with
Check
Queen and
around the
King.
Express.
Anyway, as we were saying...
Wait, hold on.
Egg.
Well, what... Do you think Spamton interacted with pre-corruption Devil or post-corruption?
Possibly pre-corruption.
Yeah, I was thinking that, because then post-corruption, like... I mean, it took a bit, but post-corruption, he got tossed in prison.
Woody?
More eggs! This thing's propagated on the... what?
Use your brain.
Well...
Oh, we'll need. It's got.
Anyway,
I know
as
this.
we were saying,
If you think you can do this,
I do believe...
what are you doing?
I need to look up that
nothing out of the ordinary
Spamton
today.
sweepstakes.
Mind if I take it?
You still awake?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Of course it's on his room. Anyway.
You must be the creature that she mentioned. Does it bother you that people deem you? Needless to say, it is an honor to encounter beings such as yourself.
Anyway, shut up.
But I shall
Argentine.
never give up my spiritual training.
Just shut off for now. As we discussed. Okay, anyway. I do believe one of the things that it seems to be So, what do you think the next secret boss could be?
Realistically, be anything.
Yeah.
Nah, but like there's still some restrictions on it. As well, okay, technically it could be anything, but if our theory of a pattern is correct, there is still a pattern that we have to follow.
Yeah.
Whatever it's based on, it has to have motifs of both freedom and restriction.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that Pluie thing could be important in Chapter 4.
Yeah.
Because, like, why would Toby Fox spend so long properly implementing it?
Alright, guys, who's hyped to see Dockington grow a beard?
Can't wait to...
Dockington grows a beard.
They're dying. Everyone's dying.
Selena, this doesn't look so good.
Yeah, I know.
Single target. Single target. Gee, thanks, Ratio.
Yeah.
You have AoE damage, right?
No. Does not.
Surely you have some form of AoE damage.
Not on this team right now. Don't worry, I'm fixing it. Donghei's the problem. Change team lineup. Donghei's the problem. She doesn't actually.
Her follow-up attack does.
Yeah. The main thing is we need a healer, so the main thing is that Ratio works best on getting rid of... What's the word? Right. He needs a team member that can debuff. That's why Luke is on the team, because he's able to debuff. And Mose is also able to debuff. So, but we need a healer. I think we'll bring in Natasha. Or should I? We can bring in Lynx. She's here. I have to use her at some point. I mean, I have her E3. I have to use her at some point. Anyway, as we were discussing.
I feel like chapter 3, like, it's not going to be based on, like, it's definitely going to be based on, like, the house as a whole. So what in the house has those motifs of freedom? Also, Selena, using her as your AoE doesn't work as well if she's dead.
Don't worry, Lynx is the next one in line to attack. We'll be fine. Don't worry, everything's fine. See, everything's fine.
Alright, so Super Boss.
I mean, people have suggested that it could be, they're all outraging right now. Lynx, why? You're useless.
So, this story does not end poorly, right?
It does not end poorly. What are you talking about? Everyone's fine. Everyone's fine! What are you talking about? Everything's fine.
Gonna go to the bathrooms, get stuff ready before we move on to the deltarune.
Yeah. Anyway, as we were discussing.
So, what household object?
People have suggested that it's Asgore's flowers that are that Toriel throws in the trash can.
Nah, well...
But that's under the assumption of discarded.
Yeah, true.
In restricted, I mean, could be. It could be. I don't remember what's in the household. What objects in the household? It could be the old telephone. Could be the receiver telephone.
Honestly, it could be the TV remote.
Could be. I did think about that, but I didn't think that made sense under restriction. And how is freedom?
I mean, because TV remote, like, I don't know, like, it has the freedom to, like, affect others, as in the TV. It can, like, it decides what the TV does, but it can't do anything for itself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We now have a pet. We can summon a pet. We now have a pet, guys.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Bubbles.
It's Bubbles.
Bubbles. Where? Oh, where? There we go. Everything's fine.
This is fine, everything's fine.
Everything's fine. What are you talking about? Everything's fine. Anyway.
So like, TV remote's an option, but like, yeah.
I mean, it could be pie. It could be the pie, which would be wild. Remember the pie that was made?
That would be both the stupidest thing and the most Toby Fox thing possible.
To make the secret boss the fucking pie. I mean, this is Toby Fox.
Honestly, yeah, because like, I feel like the other thing with the super boss is I feel like it will be a significant object, right?
Yeah. The reason I thought about the pie is because, well, you know, my first thought was the pie because, it is significant because it's used to show the freedom for Susie to be, you know, friends. It does symbolize family a lot in Toby Fox's game. The pie, you can see it in Undertale specifically.
Yeah, got the
has a bunch of
butterscotch
crumpled
pie.
pie recipes in his trash can. That whole thing, you know.
Yep.
So it's why I thought the pie, because it can because family that represent, with how it was treated with you know, with a lot of with Susie, I mainly think it could be influenced by Susie specifically. How do you think anything is going to work with? Rouse is going to be something, don't you think? In Chapter 3, especially since Toriel's there, do you think Toriel's going to be a party member? Like how Noelle was. Because she's in the Dark World.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Toriel's definitely gonna be a party member.
Yeah. Who do you think shows up? Because there is implications that one of the police officers is going to show up. So it's either Undyne or it could be Napstablook.
Napstablook the goat.
Yeah, I think it's a Toby Fox to bring in Napstablook instead of Undyne. It would make sense. Because Napstablook didn't really get to do anything in Undertale, while Undyne the Undying. Let Napstablook have his Undyne the Undying moment in a hypothetical weird route in Chapter 3. Let him have his Undyne the Undying moment. Let him have his epic moment.
Oh shit. I just thought about something.
What? What is it?
Chapter 3 weird about something is definitely gonna go down with Toriel.
Yeah, either she's the victim or she's the one that you manipulate.
Oh no, she's the victim either way. The question is whether she dies or whether she just goes mad.
I think it's I think people have theorized that it's impossible for a weird route to happen unless Noelle is involved. Which makes sense to me considering her weird connections. If you actually listen to her theme, like the actual, like, not Lost Girl, but Girl Next Door, the Glockenspiel, it's playing Gaster's theme. She has way too many Gaster Easter eggs in her theme. She has Gaster theme in her theme.
And we know for a fact that she's interacted with Spamton before.
She's interacted with Spamton before. She's interacted with
Pippis.
Spamton before. She's also
Interacted with Spamton before.
She also is implied to have interacted with the Eggman because of the white egg that left home due to happiness. Thanks.
I thought that was supposed to be Pippis.
No. Pippis is not. It's not Pippis. It was.
Peepus.
Pippis is blue. This was a white egg. It was not. In fact, we know for a fact it could not have been Pippis. It's not Pippis. It was the Eggman, which may or may not be Gaster. Why is Gaster always a question on if it is or not?
I saw something on Reddit that I don't want it to make sense, but it makes too much sense.
Which is?
So the Eggman, right?
Yeah.
So the Eggman, right? Egg in Wingdings is it's up left, which is the movement of a knight in chess.
What? Yeah. Which either means, when you think about it, either Gaster is telling you who the fucking knight is, or the eggs are actually MacGuffins. For the good ending or some shit. Who knows? It would not be unlike Toby Fox to have a secret good ending that you have to collect every egg for.
And then it also implies there's also the implication that Gaster may be the knight.
Yeah. Anyway, what the fuck are you talking about, Argentine? Okay. Go ahead, pretty boy. Anyway, as we were talking about, I think that specifically people have theorized that in the, you know where you can put each egg?
In Asgore's fridge.
That they will
Asgore's fridge.
Yeah, Asgore's fridge, Sans' shop. People have theorized that possibly those will be safe spots in the final act. When it's the roaring has to be a Chekhov's gun. It has to be the final act. You know? There's no way around it. You can't mention something like that without it actually happening.
Yeah.
And Toby Fox, despite being Toby Fox, knows what is would not mention something like that unless it happens. Kind of.
Well, not necessarily. There's the deltarune in Undertale, which it's never used in Undertale as the thing, but then we also get deltarune.
Actually, I can explain that. It is used in the deltarune prophecy in Undertale actually is used. It's referencing Asriel Dreamer. Specifically his boss fight. If you notice his absolute god of hyperdeath second phase, he is looking like the deltarune symbol. He is the angel in the deltarune prophecy. So it is used. It is a Chekhov's gun. Just for some context. And also, the second reason we're like, yes, it will bring death, will empty the underground through death, also is a Chekhov's gun in referencing the genocide route.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the deltarune prophecy / symbol is used in Undertale. So the roaring has to be relevant. Either it happens on screen, or what someone has pointed out, I can't remember who, that it already happened. Specifically specifically the phrase "the heroes appear at world's end" makes it, and since Chris and Susie and Rouse are the prophesized heroes, Chris and Susie appear in an area that we cannot return to, yet clearly has more going on, which half-bred Chaos has been scrambling and screaming about. Poor half-bred
Oh
Chaos.
God.
Yeah, it's the Cliffs area, the first room
I just found out something shocking.
What? Is it serious?
If you ever have yes, it is serious. If there is a recording on the internet of you typing in any password ever, there's someone made this AI program that can have a decent bit of success in finding it out solely based off of the fact that all the keys on your keyboard are placed differently.
Okay. Thanks for that horrifying bit of information.
Anyways, I forgot to go get something.
Yeah. But people have theorized that someone had suggested that that the Cliffs is actually the remnants of the prophecy of the roaring, and that Rouse is the only person left from the roaring. It's why he knows about it, and why none of the other Darkners do. In fact, who knows, maybe the reason why you can stab the ground and then a dark fountain happens is because it was sealed, because the roaring happened, and so they had to seal everything underneath the foundation, hypothetically. Just a thought.
I feel like there's definitely also something with the knife itself.
Yeah, the knight?
No, the knife. The knife that Chris uses.
The knife, yeah.
There's definitely something with that, because I don't think it's just sealed under foundation, because otherwise, like, what if someone just broken the eye? Like, and there's definitely something going. There's definitely something going on with that knife, given how Chris just seems to summon it out of absolutely nowhere.
Well, we have seen that in the scene that preceded Rouse talking about the roaring, Birdley was about to open another dark fountain inside of a dark fountain. Dark fountainception. And he stopped him. So it could be that, and we know that from Queen's own thing, it is most likely that any Lightner can do it if they channel their will. You know? So, clear into a blade. Any blade. So it could be a pencil for all we care. You're really determined, you stab a pencil in the ground, boom, dark fountain.
God damn it, I was just trying to put up a tent.
Yeah, exactly. With the intent. So, I do believe that... But what is your thoughts on the roaring has already happened theory?
Here's a question. How would Rouse survive then?
It is, I'm not sure if it's directly stated, but it is basically canon that Rouse is different from the other Darkners, because Rouse is from the pure Dark Fountain, the real Dark Fountain, the Grand Dark Fountain, which is like 100% darkness compared to the other Dark Fountains, which have like 50% polyester. You get like 50% polyester instead of pure 100% darkness.
Hold on. Here's a question.
Yeah?
How did Rouse get to the cyber world?
There is the idea that, well, there is the doors. You know the teleport doors? He might actually have one in his castle, like in his room that he has that we don't have access to yet. Why are you doing the chicken dance in front of me? I'm in very, very specific, heavy, heated lore discussion.
Huh?
I know, but I'm in lore discussion. But as I was saying, specifically, what were we talking about? I've completely derailed.
But did Valse get to the cyber world?
Oh, right. I do think that it could be, you know, his room might have a teleport door. Or, as people, another person has theorized, specifically the depths theory, that, he just walked. Like, he can actually just walk. Because there's more Dark World from the Grand Dark Fountain, and he can walk through Dark World into, here's a new Dark World that just opened up. Why is there used to be a wall here. There is not. Walks in, hello guys! Kind of thing, you know? For all we know, he can actually teleport.
He just pulled the fans.
Yeah, he could be pulling a Sans. I fully believe at some point Rousey's going to pull a Sans on us. It could happen. Anyway, I'll be right back. Do discuss some ideas, because I'm recording, so it will be recorded. And you can summarize later once I come back. I need to put up my birds. I'll be back. I'm back. Well, we're
Welcome back.
Summarize them.
I didn't talk,
I was
but
trying
okay.
to
So I
find
have
a
this.
music video to blast over my mic.
Fair. So what were you saying?
I have discovered some new information that kind of changes a bit with Valse.
Yeah.
The devil also knows about the boring.
That is true. But does he? He doesn't say
says,
the word roaring.
He says the hand of the night it's drifting forward. Soon the queen returns and hell's roar bubbles from the depths. I think that's the roaring right there, guys.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Damn, people really do be gaslighting themselves into thinking Gen 7 OU was the best OU generation.
Rich, what do you think is the best OU generation?
I haven't played OU in years.
Fair. I haven't played shit.
I don't think I've genuinely built a standard team in forever.
Alright. So Selena, the more wild guessing, but hear me out. What
Each
if
time I
death
wander
is the
closer to
night?
death, it gets me closer to the path of beauty once walked.
Okay. Beautiful man. You were saying?
What if death is the night?
my vow.
Yeah, that is a thought, but then who is the person screaming in the code? Because they're relevant, actually, because Spamton references them.
One.
Spamton references the what's colloquially known as the Goner code, which is unused code lines in the file, in the code. There's unused text files in the code that, if I remember correctly, read out, hello, can anyone hear me? It's dark. It's so dark. That's chapter 1, and if I remember correctly for chapter 2, no one can hear me, can they?
Honestly, I don't see a reason why both can't be true. Why that can't be death if death is the night.
So they're stabbing at the game to try and get out?
Could be.
Could be. There's
Like, here's the thing. With the other is the night. There is one question. How are they getting there? How are they getting there, and why are they selecting those locations? Because, like, when would Mayor Holiday have just gone into the school storage closet?
It's actually, I think we know, there's more evidence that I've seen a very compelling theory that there is no night. It's multiple people. There is no night. There is nights. As in that every Dark World is opened up by a different person and there's no one night. Though that is also debunked by Toby Fox himself, because he talks about, like, an animated intro for the game which shows the night as one person. So yeah. Still, it's an interesting theory that could have credence, because I don't think that the Card Kingdom Dark World was made recently. I think it's been around for as long as Gerson, as long as that classroom has been unused.
Oh no, I think that all of the Dark Worlds have existed.
I agree with that, but also I personally believe that the unused classroom Dark World has been around a lot longer than we think. Because we don't know when it was around, when it appeared, and it seems to have been there for a decent bit. At least not as recent as a day. I'd say possibly it's been around for a year or more. And I've seen a theory that Dark World was actually made by Gerson. And I subscribe to that. Because there is...
So now we have a third Dark World opening up in our living room.
Yeah, made by Chris.
What's the fourth Dark World gonna be?
That's almost definitely the church.
Yeah, there's no way around it. It has to be the church.
Which is why I posted what I did in the Undertale chat.
Like how many more Dark Worlds are there gonna be before the Great Roaring happens or something?
If the Roaring is chapter 7, then there's gonna be 6 total. We've seen 4 more.
Yeah, I think actually there is the possibility that it could happen in chapter 6. Because Toby Fox did say that chapter 5 leaves off on a cliffhanger, which could, if I remember correctly, which could be that the roaring happens and then credits roll for that chapter, and you have to wait till chapter 6 and 7.
The Deltarune fandom would explode.
Yeah, I think
like we've already gone this, and like we will get unforeseen levels of brain rot since human.
Oh no, the Deltarune fandom has already gone off the rails.
This would just make them plummet to hell. And
no, brain rot's so bad it rivals the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom.
No.
Have you seen the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom?
No, I'd say it probably would rival fucking My Hero Academia.
Currently, the Deltarune fandom brain rot already rivals the Invincible fandom.
Yeah, so...
No, the Invincible fandom is much worse, trust me.
Where is he?
Yeah. We can be bees, Mark.
Mark, I made a mistake.
Mark! Think, Mark, think! Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, Invincible is much worse, trust me.
I shall find a way to escape.
Invincible's been out for like what, 2-3 months? Like that's how long it's been since season 3 ended.
I have been rambling.
This is where they're at.
We aren't making it to season 4.
Let's return to the point at hand. Why, dear friend?
Well, I just had an interesting thought.
What was it?
You worry for my safety. Your understanding is more precious.
The super bosses, freedom and restriction, right?
Yeah.
Encountered
well, that's what
Weirdmouth Noel. By all means, she has the free will of her own person. She is a person, but she's under Chris's control the entire route.
Well, under Chris's control. Actually, not Chris. It's us, the player. She's under control. Under the player's control for the route. Yeah. It's an interesting thought. Noel,
like, what if?
And weird route, we do fight the chapter 2 super boss no matter what.
Yeah.
That makes me think. Like, will there? Since we finally have different routes in Deltarune, will our playthrough of Chapter 2 affect Chapter 3 and 4 in any way?
Possibly, though, considering how... I think specifically, it will... From how it looks to me...
Chapter 1 didn't affect Chapter 2, because there was no clear route.
Yes, I'm saying, yeah, it will, but not... Only in specific aspects. Whenever Birdley shows up in the normal route again, he's there, but there's a void. Birdley has been killed.
Also, other thoughts. Will it be possible to abort the weird route, like, midway through? Like, you know, obviously Birdley's fucking dead, but if it goes further, would there be, like, what would happen if you just chose to not?
I mean, at some point, there is a point where you cannot turn back on Snowgrave.
Yeah. It's specifically once you use Snowgrave that you can't turn back. You're locked in.
Watch what happens when I use a spell I don't know.
Every sorcerer ever.
But, dear friend, I have made up my
But then,
mind.
yeah, like,
The night of beauty.
would there, but like, what would
Is
happen?
my destiny.
Like, would you still be forced into the action for the future chapters?
I think specifically when Noelle is present. When Noelle is present in the plot, yes.
Yeah, like there's the two questions. Like, when Noelle is present, like, would the actions be forced, or would you still have that choice?
I
hope
think
now we may conclude it still,
possibly
that I may leave without
it
regret.
could be that you're forced into it. To play on the your choices don't matter. You made this choice, yes, and broke the game. Now you're stuck with it and you can't change it. Your choices do not matter. You made one choice? Good on you. You can't do anything else now. You're stuck with this. Uh-oh, it's the consequences of my actions!
When is the Honkai? When will the
I shall
Honkai
prove my will
end?
with the blade, defend my honor,
Never.
and uphold
Never,
my dignity
never. I'm
with the
going to continue
protocol
to
of
grind in
combat.
Honkai for a bit.
Win or lose, I will accept the action.
Why am I fighting you now, Argentine?
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
I fought against this man in the arena side quest. You know, the
done.
one, even though I just described it horribly.
Get pillars, idiot.
742. So yeah, weird about Noelle has interesting ties to the super bosses as well, and Chris overall has interesting ties to the super bosses. I think that's my thought on those for now.
Look at Argentine just dying right now. Look at him just dying. Oh, now you put up a barrier. Okay, nice. Okay. Anyway. Bonk. What other plots do we have?
And also, that's like 100% has innate ties to the Dark World as a concept.
Who does?
Gaster.
Yeah. Alright, I can say about my actual theory.
But, sure.
That I did. Oh no, phase 2. Shit.
How do you have a dead party member already?
Because he kept attacking before I could heal. And just now I'm just gonna use Link. Just to save half the healing over time.
Yeah, so anyways, what's your Gaster theory?
Don't worry, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Sentence to fish.
I'm sure
Gaster theory.
everything's gonna be fine. See?
What is the Gasser theory?
I don't really have a Gasser theory directly. It was my... Well, it is about... Oh, jeez. She's dying. We need to heal the healer. We have the healing over time. Luckily. Please stop! RGT, please. 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 Please.
No, you're getting violently murdered.
RGT, please.
So what's your theory?
Oh my god. RGT, please. RGT, please. It was about the garbage noise, specifically. You know, Argentina, I fucking hate you. Fuck it. We're going to bring in Bilo. We'll bring in Bilo. Change line. Casual, please. Please, please. Please. We're dying. I'm dying over here. Bilo or Natasha for healer. Bilo can revive.
I don't know what Bilo does.
Bilo is able to heal and also revive people. At least once per battle. Should I use Bilo? For that once per battle revival.
It's just... Toriel is currently perpetually asking if Chris... You ate the pie, didn't you?
What do you mean? The pie is right here. It's the super boss.
Yeah, exactly.
And to defeat the super boss, you must eat the pie.
Yeah.
See, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. Anyway, to explain some things. Bonk.
Deltarune yellow one.
Okay, there we go. Bonk! Everyone's fine right now. So far.
Oh.
Bonk!
Anyway, also, so real quick, it's pretty clear that Sans and Papyrus and Deltarune have some connection to the Dark World.
Yeah.
They definitely have some connection to it.
Yeah.
And Sans is also known to have connections to Gaster, in some way or another.
Oh no. Oh no.
The Sans is known to have... So Sans and Papyrus have connections to the Dark World, and Sans has connections with Gaster. Like, definitely.
Alright, so to explain that theory I was trying to find. Basically my theory was to explain the garbage noise, which I believe to be, I think we're doing better now. Anyway, so, one of the things I do believe, that the garbage noise is specifically what happens when electronics interfere with the dark world. It's why we are smile.ogg, which basically it revolves around
Etiquette of your combat.
you know, smile.ogg is heard specifically during entry 17 and when Chris uses the phone in the dark world, and also when Spamton was using and on the other line during Spamton's eviction day that was heard by the Addison. So with that knowledge, I do believe that the garbage noise is what happens when the dark world is picked up either via recording or more accurately electronics. Outside electronics in the dark world. It's why we hear it in entry 17 because there is a lot of evidence that the experiment Gaster was referring to when he said this experiment seems next experiment seems very, very interesting, is referring to the dark worlds. That photons reading negative. What happens when you open the door to a dark world? The darkness starts emitting like it's light. Photon readings would have to be negative in order for darkness to do that. You know? So I do believe that that smile.ogg is the sound that the dark worlds make when they're picked up when they interfere with electronics. That was my theory.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Gaster is the knight. He's opening up these fountains from the dark world, and he's doing this to try to crawl back to reality.
That could be.
Because yeah, like, in Undertale, it said he was scattered across space and time. He's associated with dark. Hold on. He's associated with darkness. You know what you get every time you beat a super boss?
A shadow crystal.
Yep.
So that led me to the thought are you implying, because this could imply that the voice in the code is actually the true Gaster. Hear me out, guys! The voice in the code is Gaster!
It could be.
It could be. You can never rule it out. It could be Gaster.
And that would also explain why he abandoned Spamton, why he gave Spamton powers and then took them away.
Simple. He got yeeted.
Spamton failed his attempt. Spamton failed his attempts to, bring back Gaster. So he got discarded. He got abandoned. He was a failure.
Worry not.
Let's go talk.
And then the other thing is that's how Sands and Papyrus. That also explains why Sands and Papyrus arrived when they did. They arrived with the Dark World because of their connection. Well, of Sands' connections with Gaster, and the Dark Worlds. The reason they're opening up again is because Gaster is trying to crawl back to reality.
Yeah, it would make sense.
After jumping Belate, you too.
And then Gaster could be trying to use the super bosses as his proxies.
Yeah, it could. What? Would
guy, hurry up.
Why? Argentine, why are you being anime? What is with this still?
We have a deltarune to play, Argentine.
We have enough. He's not Argentine, he's Argentine.
Nah.
I keep forgetting that finishing up this entire
You see, me personally, I pronounce it Argenti with the emphasis on the gen.
Did the express make the universe explode?
Argenti.
No, this is a hallucination caused by the giant sting.
You know what? Fuck it. Argentina.
The motion must have led to a great shedding of wing particles.
Huh? Then maybe the insect wasn't that big. Maybe it was all an illusion.
No.
I'm afraid not, March.
So, Gasser is the knight and he's trying to fall back to reality.
Yeah.
I bet Argenti would think these fire we didn't know him. I hope he expressed me.
Don't worry.
And he's trying to use and he's trying to use the super bosses as his proxies.
But yeah. What is Gaster, Slenderman?
Man, my guy just wants to exist in peace.
He just wants to exist in peace, and we're treating him like goddamn cryptid.
We're treating him like SCP-000.
Okay, anyway, thanks, Sergeant J. Anyway. We've completed it.
Nice.
Wormageddon. New mission. Anyway. Achieve Wormageddon. Oh, hell yeah! We have one gamble. We have a gamble. We have a 10 pull on standard. Let's see what we get. Here's hoping Sampo. Please. He's a 4-star.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm the psychopath who does the 1 pull on the standard.
I got this.
You have a thing.
And I have another Tingyun Eladon. I have a Tingyun Eladon, which is good. Warp a total of 40 times. Yeah, I have done that let's use this single one. We got nothing. We got nothing. Characters, okay, Tingyun. Let me use that Eladon on you.
You know what, Prom? I have a question.
Yeah?
How does the player fit into this? Because the soul is basically representing the player, right?
Yeah.
We know that much. But the thing is, the thing with Chris and the soul has clearly been going on longer than we've been around.
I don't. That is a true thing. We might find out some hints about it in chapter 3 because it's taking place in the house.
True. But yeah, like
wait. What if it's the fucking birdcage that's the secret boss? Think about that for a minute. It's just a thought.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it could be.
You know what? Fuck it. First you fought Devil, now you're fighting Devil's Cage.
Yeah.
Human, I remember your cages.
Human, I remember your cages.
Human, let me play the deltarunes.
Hold on. I will. Just give me a minute.
Okay, but wait, hold on. Not gonna lie, I think we're onto something. I think we're onto something with Devil trying to crawl back to reality here.
Yeah. Devil trying to crawl back to reality? Hold on a minute, what?
Oh, You know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Devil's crying.
Devil, I'm sorry. I am revoking I'm revoking your existence privileges. Devil, you don't exist anymore. But anyways, yeah, no, Gaster. And like, here's the other thing, right? Part of Devil's insanity was that he learned of his nature as a character in a game.
Yeah.
And with our new theory, Gaster got splintered into the game's code.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. It could be.
This makes more sense than I wanted to.
Yeah, it makes way too much sense and it's annoying. Anyway. Now I'll log off and I'll quit the stream and you can record. And you can record Fish.
It's finally time.
Hold on a minute. You need to wait 5 minutes. 5 minutes, buddy. Wait 5 minutes, please. I need to set everything up.
2, 3, 4.